The episode begins where the previous episode concluded. Mio faints after overexerting herself while she is out with Yuri and Hazuki. In the previous episode, after meeting Hazuki, Mio started to believe that she didn't possess certain qualities to be the wife of a man like Kudo and asked the other woman to instruct her in Western and Japanese etiquette. She pushed herself so much during the training that her body and mind could not keep up. She lost consciousness, but fortunately, someone was there to catch her. Initially, she thinks it's Kudo, but it turns out to be Arata. As Mio doesn't yet know who this man is, she is surprised by the attention she receives from him, and it doesn't take long for her guards to go up. Having heard what happened, Kudo rushes back home and finds Mio sleeping. He and Hazuki discuss what is happening to Mio. When Hazuki wonders how feasible it is to use a supernatural gift from a remote location, Kudo responds by saying that only a member of the Usuba family can do that. However, he adds that even then, there should be cracks in the supernatural barrier that he has conjured up around the house. That night, grave grotesque queries attacks a civilian in the woods near the Forbidden Land, indicating that the grotesque queries are leaving the place where they are supposed to be sealed and heading to the capital. The Ministry of the Imperial House can't handle it, but Kudo's unit is specially trained to deal with these situations. Meanwhile, Mio wakes up at home from another nightmare. The trauma her horrible upbringing has left on her makes her blame herself for what is happening to her. In a candid moment, Hazuki speaks about her failed marriage, admitting her regrets that she didn't try harder. In the evening, after Kudo returns, he and Mio sit together, and the former encourages the latter by earnestly speaking about his loneliness, which prompts Mio to admit that she is lonely as well. Kudo pleads to her to speak to him about her troubles, not entirely realizing that it's not easy for Mio to do so. She has spent her entire life internalizing these things. She has to navigate through her trauma before she is able to speak freely about them. The following day, sometime after Kudo has gone to work, Arata shows up asking after him. He seems to notice how frail Mio has become and is agitated by it. Later, he visits Kudo's office to let him know he and his unit have the ministry's permission to deal with the grotesque queries. When they are alone in a corridor, Arata downright accuses Kudo of mistreating Mio. Although this is extremely incorrect, Kudo knows how weak Mio has become in her efforts to be an ideal wife for him and doesn't defend himself. When he returns home, Kudo finds Mio standing like a ghost in the corner of a room. She doesn't answer his calls or even realize he is home. Frustrated, angry, and worried, Kudo grabs and shakes Mio, demanding to know why she is doing this to herself. Mio starts crying and tells him she doesn't want to trouble him. In anger, he tells her that if this resulted from being educated, he should not have let her do it in the first place. Mio is upset, and she faints. Kyoko beats himself up as he realizes he treated her exactly like the Cimeras did. As soon as Mio faints, Arata's visiting card falls, and Kyoko picks it up angrily. The episode ends with Kyoko taking Mio to Arata to get more answers and ending Mio's suffering. In this episode, we see Arata making his moves to break up the happy couple for his motives. He successfully brainwashed Kyoko into making him believe he was a terrible person, especially to Mio. Mio's curiosity does peak with Arata's offer, but she does not take any action towards it. Kyoko is closer to finding the truth about the Usuba clan as Iwashimazu informs him about someone named Sumi Suruki. Things will probably get difficult and ugly when Kyoko reaches Arata's place, as we don't know what traps are set. But it could also be a good trigger for Mio to be able to use her gifts that she isn't aware of yet.